In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Eidolon is a medium undead creature of challenge rating 12, with an AC of 9 and 63 hit points. They have a fly speed of 40 feet and have pretty dismal stats for their level, other than their wisdom and charisma. They have a +8 in wisdom saving throws and a +8 to perception checks. They are resistant to acid, fire, lightning, thunder, and non-magical physical attacks, and are immune to cold, necrotic, and poison damage, giving them resistances or immunities to 10 out of the 13 types of damage. They cannot be charmed, exhausted, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, knocked prone, or restrained. They have dark vision out to 60 feet and a passive perception of 18. They also have advantage on any effect that aims to turn undead. Like the Will-o'-the-Wisp, they can move through creatures and objects, treating each space as difficult terrain, but they take 1d10 force damage if they end their turn outside of a sacred statue. When inside a sacred statue, they can animate it, disappearing inside. The statue acts as a creature under their control, and their stats are replaced by the sacred statue. The Eidolon itself only has one action, Divine Dread. Any creature within 60 feet of the Eidolon that can see it, when it's outside of a sacred statue, must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw, or else be frightened. While frightened by this effect, players must use their movement and action to move away from the Eidolon using the safest path to do so. If there is nowhere for it to move to, it becomes stunned until it passes the save, which it can make at the end of each of its turns. As a DM, the way that I would use the Eidolon is as a warding device, particularly in a tomb or a sanctum of a necromancer. I would always have them engage in combat in a smaller space, making it hard for players to avoid the Divine Dread action, and hard to fight sacred statues. If in a small enough room with no feasible way out, the Divine Dread action will likely cause several players to be stunned during combat. If I want to be extra mean to my players, or to add an extra layer of difficulty, I would place an Eidolon in some sort of ancient ruin riddled with deadly traps. I would impress upon my players that this place is dangerous via the story, and by them springing traps before facing this creature. In the ensuing fight, I would have them run while frightened down hallways that their characters have perceived as the safest route, running them into more unseen deadly traps and possibly other creatures. While the Eidolon doesn't have much HP or a high AC, its abilities make it very slippery, and its resistances and immunities make it tough to bring down. In mythology, the Eidolon is a Greek phenomenon that relates to images, idols, apparitions, ghosts, and phantoms. They are typically described in literature as the image or shadow of a living or dead person, almost like a spiritual double or phantom copy of the human form. The Eidolon is more of a concept than an actual creature, and has been used in many ancient Greek tales, like Helen of Troy and Homer's Odyssey, where they are typically used as metaphors for one living beyond their death through memory and spirit, or as literal ghosts that are integrated into the tale itself. When comparing the creature to the myth, we find that it's hard to come to a complete comparison. The Eidolon in Greek literature is more of a concept or metaphor than an actual creature or being. Eidolon is used in some cases as a blanket term to cover many different interpretations of spirits, as well as the spiritual force of humans themselves and more abstract concepts. In D&D, the Eidolon is just another ghost out to ruin the day of living adventurers. They are more similar to other mythological creatures that likely take their inspiration from the Eidolon concept, creatures that embody the idea of a spirit double, like the Finnish Eitonen, the Irish Fetch, the Norwegian Vardugar, or the Germanic Doppelganger. If you enjoyed that video, consider giving it a like and giving me a follow. And for more of my videos, you can find me on Twitch @Moglaroo, YouTube @Moglaroo Streams, and TikTok @Moglaroo Streams as well.